Hi, everyone. Adele here and Coach Tiffany. We are here today to talk about tips for holiday eating because Thanksgiving is coming up and we have some thoughts that we wish to share with you on that. Um, Basically, if you're currently managing your weight, if you're dieting, etc., you may feel a little bit nervous about the holiday season. And instead of resisting or even avoiding parties and events because you don't trust yourself around food, we want you to say yes. We want you to use these occasions as moments to practice your skills. The skills, hopefully you've done flexible eating with us. If not, we could try some mindful eating techniques here, which we're going to share with you. But we really want you to have the mentality of there's no bad foods, okay? There is room. Go ahead.
Can I interrupt real fast?
Yes,
So
yes.
if you are catching the beginning of this replay, I do want to point out that if you have not done flexible dieting before, stick with us throughout this entire live because we've got something for you that we're going to talk about. So make sure that you're focusing on the Thanksgiving and stick with us.
Yeah, and so some of our tips are going to be more meaningful if you do flexible dieting. If you don't do flexible dieting, still stay tuned. There's lots that will help. And also we have, like Tiffany said, we have something that will help you learn about flexible dieting if you're interested. Okay, so basically, as I was saying, there is room for Aunt Zelda's beloved broccoli cheese casserole and even pecan pie during the holidays. Pecan pie is my personal favorite.
Mine too.
Yours too. You know what? I realized after I also love lemon meringue. And
I'm not a fan of lemon meringue. I love lemon, but I'm not a fan of meringue.
I didn't like it as a kid, but my tastes have changed. And then the sweet potato pie, I never had it before, in Canada. But after I moved to the South, I was like, oh, this is even better than pumpkin pie. So good. Anyway, getting off topic, thinking about pie. But holidays really are a wonderful opportunity to practice the skills of maintaining your weight for real life instead of falling into these binge restrict cycles where you stuff yourself until you're sick and then you deprive yourself to make up for the guilt of overeating. Really, when you think about it, what is Christmas? What is New Year's? Birthday, Thanksgiving? It's maybe half a dozen days out of the year. Indulging a little bit on those days is not going to make you gain weight. It's how you live outside of those 6 or 7 days that really determines your overall body composition. Would you agree with that, Tiffany?
Absolutely. And, sometimes it's more important for you to save yourself a little bit of stress and just focus on what is important during those moments.
Yeah. Like I've had clients right now, I have clients right now in Transformer program who are thinking of coming off P2, the diet phase, because they wanted to enjoy Thanksgiving. And I'm like, please don't do that. Just enjoy yourself. It's one day. You'll be further ahead if you don't come off the diet. You'll be closer to your target body weight if you just stay on and just consider that one day where you actually do partake and enjoy. I think it's a bit masochistic to want to diet through your holidays. So maybe just have a goal of maintaining your weight for a few days around Thanksgiving. You might put on a pound or two of fluff, but that will probably be mostly water weight. Get back to, your diet or how you regularly eat. It will come off quickly.
Yes.
As long as you limit those indulgences to a specific window of time, like Christmas dinner, Boxing Day, Thanksgiving, instead of, the entire month of December, you can have faith that most of that weight that you gain will be water weight, and it will whoosh off in 2 or 3 days. As long as you keep up with your activity, you drink lots of water, and you get back to how you were eating without a lot of restriction, because that restriction can really set you up for overeating and binging during the holidays.
Yeah. And I think that it's still important to kind of, we talk a lot about having self-rules. You can still, if you want to partake without overindulging, you can create those self-rules for yourself.
Yeah, I think rules are important. Rules are why diets work for people. So you need to create rules for yourself in real life if you want to maintain a weight loss. And so for example, maybe a rule could be, I'm going to pick a couple foods that really feel like Thanksgiving for me. And maybe that might be stuffing and a piece of pie. Okay. And you can forego cranberry sauce and, having three desserts and stuff like that. And so you get a little bit more picky and choosy about what you eat. And you think, well, I'm just going to have the things that feel like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. And it wouldn't feel like Thanksgiving without those foods, and really enjoy them. And then really make your portions small on the stuff that isn't so personally tasty or meaningful to you. Does that make sense?
Makes absolute sense to me.
Okay. So a lot of people are really concerned that they're going to gain weight if they even have, a normal Thanksgiving dinner. I want to reassure you about something. You'd have to consume approximately 3,800 extra calories on top of your normal daily maintenance calories to store a pound of fat. And that varies with individuals, of course. Some people are more active than others, but that's a lot of calories. Like 3,800 calories is a lot of calories. People usually can't eat. And so you say add another 1,500 for your daily needs. That's 5,300 calories in a day. You would have to be gorging to hit 5,300 calories. You would feel uncomfortable. So just don't eat to the point of discomfort this holiday season. And your chances of even gaining a pound of actual fat tissue is really small. And just limit it to the actual day, not all the days around it.
And something else to think about too is if you feel like you're starting to get full, but you really want that other piece of pie, wait until you're getting hungry again.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it more.
Exactly. Instead of shoving it in, saying it tastes good, but I'm so full, just practice a little patience.
I think people get a little panicky and tend to overeat when they feel like there's scarcity, when they feel like, well, it's just one day and I need to really eat everything I can because it's a special day and this pie won't be here tomorrow. Well, it will be if you save that piece tomorrow,
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, so just, try to think logically through this and think about some personal rules and think about what foods you really, really like to eat. And
you just mentioned a key point. You're going to have leftovers.
Yeah.
So if you didn't create a recipe for these leftovers, you might not know the nutritional breakdown of it. But what you can do is you can go on MyFitnessPal and find just a generic entry. It's going to be close enough. You might be a little over, you might be a little under, but in the grand scheme of things, it will eventually balance out. And that food is only going to be there for a couple of days and then it'll be gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And, feel free to give away things that, probably aren't going to serve your goals to other people. You tell them to bring Tupperware with them to your dinner and they can take home some leftovers with them. But let's give you some tips to help you sail through the holidays. Okay. And this applies not just to Thanksgiving, but to Christmas and stuff like that. So the first tip, do you want to give it? It's such an important one. It's one we teach all of our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So the very first tip that we have on holiday eating is don't resist the food and learn to trust yourself around the food. So this moment during this day, it's a great day to practice your skill of flexible dieting and to consume foods that maybe you've been limiting from yourself and see how your body kind of responds to it. Learning how your body responds to foods can actually be extremely beneficial because it takes away some of that fear and some of that guilt that is associated with foods. For example, some of our clients come to us terrified of consuming carbs. However, they start to learn after, for the Transformer clients, maybe it's in the reverse diet process. For my new clients, it's the entire process that they're with me, that carbs are not necessarily bad for you. Carbs in themselves do not cause weight gain. It's the overeating and the overindulging that leads to the weight gain. So practice trusting yourself here.
Yeah. Trust yourself to make good decisions. But I'm actually referring to page 3 of a bonus that we have. If you're interested in this bonus and you want to read it yourself, it is a resource we give our Transformer clients. I'm happy to share that with you. All you have to do is comment, send me the bonus in the comments, and I will do that for you. Okay. So one of the tips we have is emphasize protein. Eat 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal. It's highly satiating. It's going to keep you feeling full for longer. And ideally, you want to eat your protein first. So when you plate your food, really start having some of the turkey and stuff first. Also have lots of veggies. Try to do this before you have your starchy carbs and start grazing on desserts. Save your dessert for after your meal, just like Mom said. You're likely to eat fewer starchy carbs and highly caloric food.
Yep.
So number 2.
Our number 2 is do not skip meals. And this is pretty important because what happens when we skip a meal? We tend up getting really hungry, aka hangry. I get mad when I get hungry. I don't know about you. My temper goes through, my patience drops down really low. It's crazy. By skipping food, you're just making your hunger that much worse. You're more likely to end up overeating in the long run. So what you could do is you could keep it light early in the day. Again, focusing on having protein early in the day. Maybe that's a protein shake. Maybe it's a high protein vegetables, and you keep your fats and your carbs down pretty low to make sure that you have plenty of room for Thanksgiving dinner without going overboard.
Yeah, exactly. Eating something every 4 hours will prevent, like Tiffany said, overeating later. Don't try to avoid eating all day in order to save up calories or whatever for dinner. That's going to backfire.
Yep.
Okay, so the third one is consider plating your food using something called the My Plate Guidelines. You can look it up on the internet under www.choosemyplate.gov, G-O-V, okay? And what it is basically when you look at your dinner plate, you want to divide it into 4 or even 3. Half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables, and the other half can be like protein and grains. And if you are trying to lose weight, you might want to reduce the serving size of the grains a little bit. That's how you would ideally plate a food to ensure you're getting lots of fruit and vegetables in, which are really important for good health. It will also keep you feeling full. And then you also have a quarter of your plate protein, which helps with satiety as well. So that's a good guideline if you prefer not to count macros.
Yep. The next thing that we have for you is be prepared. If you're traveling, a lot of us travel for the holidays. Make sure that if you're like driving cross country, pack your lunches if you can. Carry protein bars, jerky, hard-boiled eggs, fruit, protein shakes. All of those are convenient. They're easy to transport. You can have them on hand. And again, if you're traveling and you get to that destination and that morning, everyone else says, oh, we're not going to eat until dinner time. Well, now you have a snack on hand and you don't have to end up with the hunger that everyone else might end up with. Coffee and green tea are also fabulous at helping to suppress overall hunger.
Yeah, and even decaf coffee actually works, to most people's surprise, but research has proven that decaf coffee can be as good as regular caffeinated coffee to suppress hunger.
Yeah.
Another one is limit and don't forget your water bottle when you're in your car and driving, okay? Take your water bottle, fill it up with water. Don't get dehydrated. So number 5 is limit your alcohol consumption to 1 or 2 drinks. Alcohol has almost no nutritional benefit. It also can lower your willpower. It can cause you to overindulge in things you wouldn't normally eat. It has 7 calories per gram. Your body will try to metabolize the alcohol before it metabolizes anything else. It makes your liver work extra hard. We recommend having some rules around alcohol. 1 or 2 drinks, maybe alternate that with some bubbly water or like a diet soda or something like that. And I recommend not drinking until after your meal and then stopping 2 hours before you leave. Just whatever rules you want to create for yourself, but try to limit your alcohol consumption.
And something else here is that you can be picky about your alcohol too. Hard alcohol has less calories than wine or beer does generally. There are some low calorie beers that are out there. So just understand the caloric intake of the alcohol that you're consuming. A margarita versus a vodka and Diet Coke, it's a difference of 200 calories usually.
Or more. Some of those margaritas have like 800 calories.
Yes.
Yeah, a glass of wine is maybe 120 calories. So, choose wisely. Which brings us to our next point.
Ask yourself if it's worth it. Pick out the must-have items that you really want to eat. Again, like Adele mentioned earlier, this should be when you look at this food, this should be on a 9 to 10 of, yes, I want that. If you're at a 3, 4, stay away from it. There's nothing saying that you have to eat absolutely everything that was prepared. People have different food tastes, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So you can always say, I'm sorry, but this is not something that I want to spend my calories on today. Or if you feel like you have to consume something to make a family member happy, limit that serving size. Make it a very small serving, because then they can't get mad at you because you did at least try it. But I would still have the larger servings be something that is a 9 or 10. Savor your treats, enjoy them, and make sure that it's stuff that you want and not stuff that you feel pressured into eating.
Big time. Yeah. Which can happen with family celebrations. You can also be, covert about things. Like if somebody's pushing alcohol or drink on you, they don't know if you're having a vodka Diet Coke or just a Diet Coke. You can just have a glass on. You say, oh, no, thanks, I got a drink. You could have light eggnog instead of full fat eggnog. You could mix the full fat with milk and thin it out. So think about what swaps you can live with, and think about what you're not willing to sacrifice, and have a plan and commit to it.
Yeah.
Another one is to keep moving. Go for a walk after a heavy meal. Keep working out. Park further, volunteer to shovel a neighbor's sidewalk. You'll feel better. You'll have more energy. And, going for a walk after Thanksgiving dinner, it can be a really nice tradition with family members. And if you just go maybe with 1 or 2 people, you can have a really nice conversation. In fact, it might be one of your best memories from the day. So I highly recommend bring yourself some comfortable clothes, warm clothes, good walking shoes, and try to rope somebody into going for a walk with you after the meal.
Yes, that's excellent. So, something else that people don't think about when they're traveling is sleep. We travel and we're like, oh, we'll stay up late, catching up with people, we'll get up early and do all the activities. But it's still extremely important for you to try to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. And the reason for this is sleep is connected to absolutely everything with your body. Your rest and recovery. You need sleep for your body to recover. You need sleep to help control your hunger levels. Believe it or not, without enough sleep, you are more likely to end up having more carb cravings throughout the following day. And that's just because your body is looking for that quick energy source to give it that quick boost so you feel a little better.
Yeah. Another thing, once Thanksgiving is over, just get back on track. Get right back to your macros, or however your preferred normal way of eating is, if it's healthy. There's going to be another holiday or celebration soon enough. So just make a commitment to getting back on track. And so we actually recommend something called the 2-plate rule. When you get off track, don't make sure your second plate, your second meal is back on track.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And remember to enjoy this time. Enjoy the occasions. Use affirmations for yourself. Focus on all the things you can eat, not all the things that you can't eat. Recognize that you have a choice. It can be really hard to say, I can eat anything I want, but I choose to enjoy this. Sometimes we get into this mindset, well, you said I can eat anything, so I'm going to eat anything. Well, that can end up backfiring on you. Make sure that you're also being choosy on what you're eating. Okay. You said you think that you can do that because you're dedicated to your health goals, and A, B, C just aren't important to me right now. So focus on what's important to you. And if something does not fit your overall goals, know that you can come back to it later. You can always have this food on another day. And here's the great thing that I like to remind people of. Just because there's something that you have on Thanksgiving that you don't normally eat, it doesn't mean you can't have it on January 2nd or January 15th or May 1st. You can get the recipe and cook this whenever you want to. So don't feel like you have to completely go overboard on it, because it's still available to you. The food is still here, guys. It's still available.
Yeah, it's funny. It's not like you'll never, ever, ever have another chance. In fact, after Thanksgiving, you're going to have Christmas and probably the very similar things. Yes. So just remember, holidays and celebrations with food are part of real life. So have a plan and trust yourself to make good decisions. Embrace everything that makes this day special and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
If you have any tips or strategies you care to share in the comments below, please do. We're all here to support each other in this community. I would love your tips for getting through the holidays without guilt, overwhelm, stress, or avoiding them. Enjoy these times. So on that note, this is very timely that this is coming up, because last year we did a challenge. It was called the Eat for Your Goals 5-Day Challenge. And we did it right after Thanksgiving. And we're going to do that challenge again, starting November 29th on Monday. And we would love, love, love to have a lot of participation in it. There's going to be prizes. This group has grown a lot in the last year. Last year, we had like 26 people do the challenge. We're hoping to double that this year. So we're going to talk a little bit about the challenge now.
So the first thing that I would like to say is, well, we just did this a year ago. Why are we focusing on doing this challenge again? Why is this so important?
Yeah. Well, there's lots of reasons why you might want to do this challenge. One is, let's say you're on our Transformer wait list for the January program. We teach people flexible dieting. If you do not know how to count macros or do flexible dieting, I highly recommend participating in this challenge. It's free and you will have a leg up, but also if you put it in your application that you took this challenge, you'll have an advantage over other applicants. Okay, we do limit enrollment. Another reason why you might want to take this is a reboot. Let's say you already know how to track macros, but you've drifted and you want to get back on track. This is a great opportunity to actually get back on track. You track for 5 days, you're probably going to see some results and feel better, feel more in control. So do the challenge. Do the challenge with us supporting you. 5 days, people in this community doing it together. It's going to be uplifting.
Yes.
And every day we're going to have a little, lesson or something and an easy task for you to do. And you just have to comment in the Facebook thread that you did it. And then you have to comment every day to be able to win a prize though. And so every day it's a small task for 5 days. And then we will do, that will be Monday to Friday. And then we will draw a prize on Monday.
Yep. And they really will be easy tasks. I think that one of them is take a picture of your breakfast and give us the macro breakdown of it. I think that it's great to be able to learn what you're enjoying. And also it's nice to see what other people are doing and what they're eating. It might give you more meal ideas.
It would, yeah. And one of the beautiful things about flexible dieting is that there's no bad foods. Tiffany lost 80 pounds with flexible dieting. She had ice cream nearly every night. You will learn a lot about nutrition. So if this is all new for you, then actually we recommend you take our Eat for Your Goals course before signing up for the challenge. And we're going to drop the price as a Black Friday sale tomorrow. So right now it's a $30 course. You can take it for $15. We're slashing the price because we really want a lot of people participating and benefiting from this challenge.
Yeah.
And there's lots of bonuses. So I'm just going to show you some of the things here.
While you're pulling that up, I want to say something. I love that you mentioned that I ate ice cream every night because one of the things that I struggled with that ended up having me be so overweight is that I could not practice moderation. If it tasted good, I was going to eat it until I was stuffed. So by counting my macros, it taught me how to moderate. It taught me to recognize that just because I haven't finished this or there's more of it doesn't mean I have to eat it now. I can save it for later. I can go back to it. This is not the last time I get to eat this. So that was kind of a really freeing lesson for myself to learn.
Yeah. And for me, I think what flexible dieting taught me was that it's not necessary to eat clean to lose weight. And that it helped me get less fearful about foods. Because I had worked with a holistic nutritionist who was very much anti-dairy, anti-gluten, anti-sugar, anti-caffeine, anti a lot of foods, which affected my feelings and relationship with food and made it very difficult socially to eat out and go to restaurants and things like that. And so I had to unlearn the things I'd learned from her and get a healthier relationship with food. And I learned I can have pancakes. And this is when I was working with a bodybuilding coach. I can have pancakes. I can have French toast. I had French toast with ice cream. I can still lose weight, you know? And of course I still eat vegetables and all the other good, healthy things, but it's just that they're, quote, no bad foods. And like, I'm a big advocate of that.
Yes.
So flexible dieting can be very, very freeing.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not like we sit around and eat pancakes all day long, guys. We do focus on protein and vegetables because, let's be honest, we also want to be healthy. And that's where we're going to get all of our body's actual needs is from the proteins and vegetables. So it's not just all pancakes all day long, but it is very freeing knowing that if I wanted to, I could.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can have a little ice cream every night if you want.
Yeah.
You can fit it into your macros. So if you were to go to the eatforyourgoalsprogram.com, we have a challenge. I will put this link in the comments tomorrow. You can sign up for the challenge. Again, it's free. There's a little video here. It's a few minutes, 4 minutes long on flexible dieting. So you could do that. And the challenge kicks off November 29th. And if you don't know what flexible dieting is and macros are, then what you can do is buy the course here, the Eat for Your Goals course. You would just click on the link and it will take you to this page. And it tells you a little bit about it and all that's included in this crash course. And there's some great bonuses like a guide to crush hunger and cravings, cracking the food label code, stuff like that. And this price is going to go down to $15 as a Black Friday sale starting tomorrow until the end of November. Okay. So I think that's everything we wanted to cover. What do you think, Tiffany?
Yeah, I think that we pretty much covered everything. So don't miss out on signing up for this, guys. I think that is a fantastic opportunity. And again, you know, we'll be going live every day to help support you throughout this process. And if you have any specific questions during those lives, you can absolutely ask us those questions.
Absolutely. Okay, we will talk to you tomorrow. We'll also be monitoring the comments. So if you have any questions, let us know. If you want the bonus that we just covered on 10 tips for holiday eating, comment below, send me the bonus. If you want the link for the Eat for Your Goals challenge, also ask for that and I will send it along. All right. Thanks, everybody. We hope you have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.